Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this. Hey, nice kid at the fast lane gas station, thank you. So my wife and I and the three boys, we stopped at a place called Fast Lane. It is a gas station on our way to the Lake of the Ozarks in a place called Kingdom City. Now, this was not your regular pit stop, folks. This was a pit stop where my boys had to grab the squeegees and scrub down the entire car and the windows in order to make sure everything was clean before we continued our journey. We also had to stop so everybody could urinate, and then we had to walk through the store and see what they had. Now, we were there particularly to get gas and water, but as we got to the counter, the counter where the checkout is, to the right of this counter is this big freezer. It slides open from the top. And my boys open it up and they see, an ice cream cookie sandwich. They see a drumstick. I don't know if you've ever had these before. They're amazing. I believe it's a sugar cone. And then it has vanilla ice cream. And then there's chocolate around it with I guess it's pecans or nuts or something in it. It's absolutely amazing. I haven't had one in probably 1,000 years. But they're opening this up and they're showing it my mouth is watering as they're opening these up. And I'm like, no, we're not getting these. We're not getting these. We're just going to get our water and we're going to be on our way. That's it. We're not going to get these things. Now, you could be saying dude, you're being a bummer or a downer. No, here's the deal. We have found that dairy irritates all of us. So if you want to talk about my bowel movements and my stomach right now and that of my family, we can have that conversation. But we're not going to go down that path right now, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to avoid dairy, which is exactly what we did. But as I'm paying for stuff, all of a sudden I see a pack of gum get thrown on the counter, and then I see another one get thrown on the counter, and then something else, and it was a little chocolate or something like that. This little box off to the side gets thrown up there as well. And the kid at the counter who's checking me out he just starts laughing. He goes, oh my God, that's I still do that to my mom today. Now, I don't know how old he is. I'm calling him a kid. I have to figure in my mind, he's probably anywhere between 20 and 23 or 24 years old. And he's just laughing though. And I love it. He goes, man, I do. And he just kept talking about it. He's like, oh, I do. I go to the grocery store with my mom even today. And he goes, she'll turn her back and I'll throw something in there. We get to the checkout and she's like, how did this get there? And he's just being nice, and he's being a kid, and he's not trying to act like a thug, and he's not trying to act like he's tough and badass. He's just being a kid. He's being a man. At that point, maybe he's just being a man. He's being a boy. He's being all three of those things, which I love because I had a conversation with this quote-unquote kid. And as I turned around and walked away and I said, hey, man, have a great day. Have a great weekend. He's like, yeah, you too, have a great weekend. And we left. I just smiled because you don't run into that a lot anymore. And again, I think I said this in the last podcast too. It's I'm not going to go into this rant of in my day, because what I also know is that in my day, there were disrespectful kids and there were disrespectful young adults as well. And I know that today there are disrespectful kids and disrespectful adults, but I also know the other side of the coin that we don't talk about enough, which are there's these nice kids out there. There are these kids who are thoughtful. There are people, my kids hold the door for people. And I don't say that to impress you, but just to impress upon you the importance of, first of all, us as role models. We have to teach them what's right. We have to teach them to hold a door and be kind and say thank you, because people don't do that anymore. I've held the door for people where they walk through and they don't say thank you. It's almost like they expected me to do it, like it was their right. And I'm looking at them like, are you kidding me? And so I'm just like, hey, you're welcome. Have a great day. Or I'll say to my kids, I'll just look at them and say, so see, here's what you do. If somebody holds the door for you, you should say thank you. I want to use it as a lesson for my kids. And so I will tell them hey, here's what I want you to do if somebody does, because that's kind. They didn't have to hold the door, but they did. And so we use it to teach lessons. And then in this particular kid, they had already walked away. They didn't know what was going on. But as I had this experience with him and a smile on my face, it's because there's good in this world, and I think we forget about it. When we look at politics and we look at all the stuff that goes on in this world, it's so easy that people want to just keep tearing down and tearing down and tearing down. But let's remember that, like this kid at the fast lane, there's a lot of really good people out there. And I think what's so important is that we remember to acknowledge them. We remember to say thank you. We remember to say have a great day. We remember to smile. Because the more that we do that, it allows us to actually just be infectious. It allows us to spread the most positive disease you could ever imagine in the world that starts to touch other people. And we create this ripple effect. When I'm in the office and I'm adjusting people, and I've done this for almost 20 years, where when I adjust somebody, I say thank you. Literally, I perform a chiropractic adjustment and say thank you. And I remember one day a mom saying to me, like, why do you say that? And I said, well, because I'm actually thanking your body, your soul, your heart, your entire being for just relaxing me and allowing me to perform the adjustment that I just performed. And what would then happen years later is all of a sudden this started getting infectious with the kids. So what moms were telling me is that because I kept saying thank you, it was rubbing off on their children, and their children were becoming more polite. All because I was making a simple comment every time I adjusted somebody by saying thank you. Thank you. Great job. Way to go. It's that little bit of positivity that if we literally are willing to put a little bit of positivity into the world every single day, we can start to create a ripple effect. Not to be cliche, but to be true to this and understanding that it just takes one person to share kindness. This kid shared kindness with me, and I had already shared kindness with him in return. We had an exchange of kindness. And I'm carrying that on into this conversation in the hopes that the thousands of people that will listen to this will do the same thing, that they too will share kindness. And so when you look at your life today, look, and I can spread this into the 4 B's. I can spread this into your body because do you need to be more kind to your body? Because the more kind you are to your body, this resonates with other people. They see you and they see how you're treating yourself. That creates an element of respect. That creates an element of leadership that people want to follow and be behind when people are being kind to themselves. When you look at your relationship, are you being kind to your spouse, significant other, and children? Because the more kindness you're spreading to them, the more kindness they can carry off to other people. Are you being kind in your business, to your staff, to your clients, to your patients, to whoever it is, to your team? Are you being kind to them and spreading kindness to them? Kindness and love is something that is so easy to do, but yet it's also something that can be very easily forgotten. My hopes in sharing this with you here today is that you will simply, when you are done listening to this podcast, you will find a way to go out and be deliberately kind for the rest of the day. That's it. That's my hopes here. And because of that deliberate act of kindness, you will see an energy shift within your soul. Even if you go, well, hell, Troy, I'm already kind. That's great. I'm happy for you that you're already kind. But what you will see as a result of being deliberately kind, if I go out and I'm deliberately kind, you will see a shift in your energy. It is impossible not to. And you will also see, unfortunately, you might see some of the people out there who are not deliberately kind, but send them love anyway. Be kind anyway. And I promise you, this could be one of the most magical days that you have had in a long, long time. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. If you haven't already, head on over to commitandgo.com. Check it out, what I have to offer there in terms of coaching and live programs. And hey, it might be time that you and I have a conversation. So all you got to do, click the link, sign up for a time, we'll hop on the phone, and I guarantee you will get some nuggets along the way. That's all I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.